The Martian is directed by Ridley Scott and stars Matt Damon and a humongous cast that would be pointless for me to list because it's huge. This one was based off a book that was very successful about an astronaut left behind on Mars during a mission. They thought he was dead, they flew off. Oh shit, he's not. And now, because of the immense time it would take for someone to come back to Mars to get him, he has to figure out how to survive on a planet that doesn't grow food, with barely any supplies, with nothing but his wit and his smarts. And that's all he has, and he has to figure out how to wait just long enough to get rescued. It doesn't matter what the film's about. If Ridley Scott's directing it, I want to see it. I mean, really think about it. We can still go to the theater today and see a new film by the guy who made Alien. That's freaking awesome. Unfortunately, he's a bit inconsistent, and sometimes we get movies like Exodus, Gods and Kings. But I can't tell you how happy I was leaving this theater with a gigantic smile on my face, knowing that I had seen a new Ridley Scott classic. The Martian's one of the best movies of the year. And what was so surprising to me about this movie is it's hilarious. This movie is really funny. It has an excellent sense of humor. And to approach this subject this way, a guy stranded somewhere alone, lonely, depressed, sad. Nope. This is the most optimistic person you would ever meet on Earth, let alone stranded on Mars. Damon plays this guy brilliantly. He's hilariously funny. Every single thing that happens that goes wrong, he finds the good in it, and that's what keeps him going. That's what keeps him wanting to survive. He finds the humor in this terrible situation, and that aspect of this movie blew me away. I could not believe this movie's funnier than most of comedies that have came out this year. It's so well written, very clever writing. It's also the best work that Damon's done in years. He's terrific in this movie. Let's talk about the rest of the cast, namely Chiwetel Ejiofor. That guy is fucking great. He plays a guy back home working at NASA trying to figure out ways to get him back. Jessica Chastain was great. Jeff Daniels was great. Kate Mara was great. Sebastian Stan was good. Everyone was great in this film. Everyone back home at NASA is scrambling to figure out how to do this in time. They have such a short time frame to get back to this place. They have to build these supplies. They have to get the rights to do things. You know, it's like they have to go through all this paperwork too. Not just the building of the crafts and the supplies they need to get there. All this red tape is in their way. And it's all handled so well. And what the filmmakers did was somehow find the hilarious aspects of all of these terrible situations that these characters are finding themselves in. Now, it's not to say that the entire movie is just people laughing. When Damon has to pull shrapnel out of his body and he has to do it surgically with no anesthesia, no one's laughing in that scene, and that was pure Ridley Scott suspense. Think the scene in Prometheus where Noomi Rapace had to, do the thing with the machine. You know what I'm talking about. Ugh. There's plenty of actual real suspense and real terror in this film because you can see it sometimes. There are moments where this character reveals that he wants to break. He's feeling the weight of this situation crushing down on him, but it's his incredible optimistic viewpoint of life that keeps him going, and it's what makes this movie special, I think, besides the fact that as a 3D film, it's gorgeous. The 3D is actually definitely worthwhile. It is a beautifully shot movie. It's by far Ridley Scott's best in years. It's Matt Damon's best work in years. It features a very funny screenplay and a consistently entertaining story and a truly nail-biting finale. The Martian is one of the best movies of the year. My only flaw with this movie is towards the end, there's like a 25 maybe minute sequence where Damon isn't even involved. It just cuts back to Earth, and by far the stuff on Mars is where you want to be. The Earth stuff is all well handled and very well acted, but to cut back to it for like 20-25 minutes I feel was a mistake. And from what I understand, NASA actually required certain things to be in this movie. My thought process is that a lot of those requirements were fulfilled in that 20-minute sequence. That's entirely speculation on my point, but that's all I can really think of. Guys, without a doubt, go check out this film when it comes out. I'm going to give The Martian an A. Oh, it is so nice to review a great Ridley Scott movie. I have wanted this for many years. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.